Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Preach Gaming Arena and the sold-out crowd for the Kwehstalline Conflict 2022. We have had an astonishing first round. 4 teams eliminated, 4 teams moving forward. We have seen everything from back and forth matches to absolute massacres. And I am missing a friend here because my friend Alex has taken it upon himself to head into the locker rooms of one of the teams. We are going to be going live to the Shin Eaters locker room where they have been in training for the last 4 months for this tournament, and unfortunately were unceremoniously eliminated by the Lalafellas and their mafia ways. Alex, can you hear me in the locker room?
I think yes. I am joined here by Height Error.
Yo.
Oh. Production. You gotta bring me down. Shrink. Got it. Remember the shrink ray? They're tiny. There we go. Okay, there we go. Well, it's lovely to see you, High Error. How's it going?
Better than we did, but props to Lalafellas. They turned up and yeah, they did a good job. So fair play.
It was an absolute massacre out there. What kind of happened? It seemed like they kind of just swarmed all over you.
Yeah, well, we made a critical error in our preparation. We starved our Lalafellas for days of ether. Shin eaters feed off ether, so we needed those shins. But those lying there in that jail, man, they're going to be in that jail for a long time. Long time.
Yeah, no, but.
Yeah, it's not good, man. It's not good. So yeah, we should have fed them up, got them ready, but we just didn't feed them, and they were too weak, and we got swarmed all over.
It is a damn shame, of course. It seemed that there was some points where we felt that you might be able to get a bit of a pushback against them, but they were just relentless, absolutely relentless. But of course, there were some big words being said out there about the Lalafellas, about perhaps, how their basement wasn't that cool. Do you still stand by those words?
Oh, 100%, mate. We seen it. It is cheap, man. They might be good PvPers, but they spend all their money and time on PvP. It's a wasted youth, innit, mate? You know what I mean? Like, we're out, we're seeing birds and stuff like that. We're out, we're on the streets, man. Whereas them, they're sat in their mum's basement playing PvP. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, they're a laughing stock still, man. They're a laughing stock. We're the cooler gang still, but we'll let them have this win. And we'll take them out another way. You know what I mean? Send them on the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, a strange threat coming in from the Shin Eaters there, but thank you ever so much, High Error, for taking the time to talk to us. I'm going to throw it back to Mike and hopefully get brought back to normal size. Back to you, Mike.
Strong words from the losers, but classic PvP talk. If you win, then you're a sweaty nerd. And if you lose, then you're trash. You're absolute trash. So as Alex gets himself returned to normal size, he's welcome back to the arena. I would love to know, Al, how was your little visit to the locker room? Did it smell like Lala?
Yeah, a little bit. Starving Lala. It was... Yeah. It smelled a bit like mushrooms.
Yeah, we saw the imprisonment of the Lalas there. The Shin Eaters being punished by their commander-in-chief, High Terror there, who has imprisoned them for the remainder of the day.
Although the Lalafellas did win, the Shin Eaters, I'm kind of scared of them now. I'm kind of scared of all the teams.
You're scared of a losing team?
Well,
you're doing it wrong, sir. You're doing it wrong.
There was some big words, though. He's out there. He's getting all the birds, and he's going to come get them in the streets. That's terrifying.
Apparently, the Shin Eaters are more gangster than the Lalafellas.
You'll be walking around Limsa, and you turn the wrong corner, and that's it. You're gone. Your shins are, at least.
That is a painful way to look at it, Alex. That is a very painful way to look at it. But the Shin Eaters, thank you for your interview there, Mr. High Terror, and we hope the remainder of your day is great.
Yep.
And we hope all of you entering the competition to win a chair. Got your entry there with exclam Rex Tyson, a character I'm sure I will not live to regret creating yesterday. I'm sure it was there. But on that note, it is time soon for round 2. And we are updating, we are going to be doing best of 5 this time.
Yeah, so that's going to be giving the teams a little bit more time to kind of maybe react to what's going to be, even if there's like a prominent sort of tactic, which at the moment is Zerg. Hopefully that gives the teams maybe a little bit of time to maybe spot a weakness. Maybe they can see, maybe that player's a little bit weaker. Maybe if we always take them out, then maybe we can kind of, that's like the sort of pierce that we need to get through their armor so we can start peeling it all back.
Well, a big
because
change that you've got to make from casual and ranked play is you generally look for the jobs that you consider the weakest. Like, we'll go for that job. Now, when it comes to organized play, though, teams are prepared for that. They're more than ready to coordinate that, communicate that. And what we've definitely seen over the course of the first round is a change of the expectation from the casual ranked solo queue play to very organized and strategic play. So whether these teams will put that into practice here and try and counter against the usual stuff. I mean, I've been amazed, honestly, at watching how not the game meta, but the tournament meta has shifted over the course of the 8 games we've had so far.
yeah, it's only going to get more interesting as well with that extra time because it allows them to kind of react, right? You can see, okay, they keep going for this person. We need to do something to keep you happy. Oh, they just warrior stunned us all. Maybe we shouldn't stand on each other. So even if they are, even if they do lose a game, it's less likely that they'll just get entirely stomped. So it'll be a little bit more close. We can see slightly longer series, which is going to be really, really interesting. It's going to be close.
Thankfully, in the best of 5, we will see a game 3.
Yeah, game 3 is guaranteed. You heard it here first.
We will bring you a game 3. So our first game of the day, or our first game of round 2, I should say, is going to be the Quez of the Night.
Yep.
A solid performance against Grime Scene Investigators. Was not a curb stomp by any means, but they did have the unlucky draw of being game 1, where people in the future teams were able to recognize, see how things were going on, what works, what doesn't, and that's what developed over the course of round 1. They had a pretty close series. They did win 2-0, but there was some very scary moments for the Quez of the Night during that.
Yeah.
But they're going against the Lalafellas, who did not have any scary moments.
But no, they didn't die. I don't think a single one of their members died.
One of them
they
died.
are literally deathless, which is terrifying.
An immortal group of Lalafellas hell-bent on taking money out of your pocket. The Lalafellas versus the vampires of the Quez of the Night. The Quez of the Night making extraordinary claims coming into the round 1 that they were out to feast on the blood of their enemies. They did that in game number 1.
I'm gonna say that Quez are gonna make this.
All I want to see here, actually, I don't want to see the Lalafellas do a curb stomp. What I want to see is the Quez of the Night saying, we've got your number, we know what you're going to do. We fully expect here, Al, the Lalafellas to come out firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
But there we see the Vampire Squad.
On Team Astra, so the blue team is going to be Quez of the Night. And in the other corner, the red corner, we
Jeez,
have
they're evil-looking.
5 children. So, the Lalafellas getting
Vicious,
ready.
nasty children.
Very sharp teeth, as
Yeah.
far as I've been told.
Oh, an interesting map to start us off here. They will be
Yes.
playing Bomberman.
I do like the volcano map. I do. I think it gives teams. It almost forces a little bit of a delay because when the bomb's going off, you can't always push the crystal.
Well, can't push
around
the
as you
crystal.
want
We
to.
saw that with GSI versus
Yeah.
Quest of the Night. Is they were on a comeback. They were actually making great strides, but the bombs went off at the exact same time as their comeback,
Yep.
and they were forced to abandon that crystal, which gave the Quest of the Night enough time to regroup, get their team back together, and make it work. So you can't go either way on this map. It definitely offers. Oh, they look ready for action.
They do.
Nobody's doing push-ups and squats anymore, Al. They're ready
It's
for blood.
Asteria's face. That's why.
Here we go. But these vampires, these wonderful Revendreth blood-bathed people are going to be facing a squad of Lalafells. And as they said
Ooh.
earlier, Lalafells are vegetables. They don't like eating them.
A quiet start. A quiet start that we haven't seen in a long
Lalafellas
time.
not going super aggressive. Oh, this is what I expected that would happen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
They're waiting for the crystal to unlock. We've got 7 seconds, and then it's all going to kick off.
There goes the
Interesting.
crystal. There go the Lalas.
And here comes the stun.
It's potato time.
Lord. So no one going down just yet.
Yeah,
There is a
mid-fast
hell of
rider
a lot of
struggling
engagement,
a little
but
bit there, and
unfortunately
he's dead.
We do lose someone from Quez of the Night there, so we still, the Lalafellas still deathless.
Yeah,
in
that
their
full
game so
focus
far.
onto Min-Fast Rider, onto the tank as well. Getting rid of the tank, getting rid of their harass, getting rid of their obnoxious being.
Ooh, and another one going down for Quez there as we do lose our healer. Interesting going for the tank first. I don't think that the Quez of the Night were ready for that.
Oh my god, I tell you what's happening here, Al, is the Lalafellas, I think, are doing exactly what you said, is playing with their food a little bit here. They are staggering every kill, and now they're moving up to the area.
They send a team of 4 out there, you see? There's always one behind. The Lalafellas are actually keeping one person behind to get it to that lock point so that they can keep it going. I think this is an important thing to do. You want to get through that lock before the volcano starts to spawn. Still no deaths on the Lalafellas side.
Definitely less aggressive this time. Playing a more... This is a very technical approach for the Lalafellas. They're killing one at a time, leaving it 10 seconds, then killing another, and then they're maintaining their full, strong grip Now they're so close to the graveyard, Al, the other team is going to be able to respawn together. You can see they're now waiting at the top. So this is the evolution of the meta. We know that people are grinding people down one by one when they jump down. The Lalafellas, this is going to be another clean sweep. They've got the Vampires need to get in there. Swoop, you bats.
They need to go. They need to go right now because that's getting ever so close. You've got to make sure you're actually standing within that point. And let's see if we get any deaths here. We do have a lot of limit breaks available for the Quest of the Night. And we are seeing some Lalafellas going pretty low, but
They're
not
holding.
low
They're holding.
enough. Oh, an entire team wipe.
Oh, my God.
What?
Oh, my God. The Quest of the Night just literally had the window opened and the sun shone in. And it's not crystal baby sparkly boy vampires. That is, oh God, sunlight, we're all dead.
That, like, that's crazy. The Quest of the Night, they were in such a strong position because of the LBs that they had available. Sure, they didn't have everyone going into engage, but the fact that they didn't get one person down.
The coordination of the Lalafellas is nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, it looked like
They lined that up perfectly. It just eradicated that team.
It looked like chaos when we saw them go up against the Shin Eaters. Even it looked like they were just all over the place, and it worked. In all fairness, this time taking out the tank first. It's like, okay, that they out of everyone, the Quest of the Night went like, the tank's probably safe. You know, they're normally a little bit more sturdy, so probably won't focus that person down. Dead immediately. As soon as one person's dead, you're already in a position where you're going to start bleeding out. Then they take out the healer. Then they take out someone else. Everyone else isn't even taking any damage at this point. They're just literally solo, like focusing down each individual person.
I noticed that. It was an intimidation factor. Like,
It's so good.
the Quest of the Night definitely know that the Lalafellas are perfectly capable of just butchering someone. And they're like, who is it going to be? And I honestly feel like the Quest of the Night are like, not me, not me, not me, not me. Oh, God, they're coming for me. And not only that, they're wearing straw hats and they're all potato people.
Yeah.
And it looks horrifying. And, and it is terrifying because then they come for you like critters and just shred you. It's like some sort of B-movie horror with full of piranhas.
Yeah.
Someone's shredded in. As we head into game 2, this is best of 5, guys. So the Quest of the Night have time to come back. They know the Lalafellas are playing a different game now.
Yeah, and hopefully that they can just get one death. I honestly think just killing one of these Lalafellas.
Just knock them off balance.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen here. The Lalafellas need to be knocked off balance. They're so dominant. In the 3 games they've played, they have not had a single player die. So they are their confidence levels must be through the roof. So they need to get shaken.
Yeah, no, they really do. They're terrifying. Look at them.
Their glab's so good.
It's so good.
There's nothing worse than a mafia Lalafell. It's really not. It reminds me of, I don't know if you've ever seen the Zootropolis, the movie, where they reveal that the little hamster is actually the leader of the mafia. It's very much like that. Oh, but here they are, the Quest of the Night, not to be shaken. I wonder what they're talking about in their comms. Perhaps we can get an interview with them later.
Oh, that'd be
head
good.
into the, although I don't really want to go into that locker room. And,
That's true. They were a little terrifying.
yeah, last time they were drinking blood and ready for feasting.
You'd have to go this time.
Yeah, I
had to
think
get struck
I'll
down,
have to head in
see.
there.
So they are going to be
Oh, God, that's horrible.
jumping into the fray with a terrifying camera angle for sure.
Yeah,
as
no
it looks like,
shenanigans on this map.
the Lalafellas are going.
They've changed again!
They just changed it up and they're just going
And
straight in.
instantly took out Magato. They changed it. You can't guess what they're going to do.
Oh, but look, we're getting a very. Oh no, it wasn't
They managed
enough.
to recover it, but a strong outing here from the Quest of the Night. But if they've lost the second player, it's this meat grinder of Lalafells, this potato shredder, this chipper that they are living in. And now the guard's going to come down on Xander here, and I do not like what's waiting for him at the other side of this as that crystal starts moving for the Lalafellas.
And of course, now the Quest of the Night, they're in the exact same position that those in last game.
Yeah,
where
a little
they're
bit
pretty
of
much
spread out
entirely
here.
team.
So the Lalafellas look like they're trying to hunt down the remaining
And
players.
they did.
They did, and now they've got that staggered death that they aim for every single game. And there they go. They're moving forward, getting their heals up, getting their teams back to full strength. They abandoned the crystal again, Al, and let it just tick up until it's time to go.
Yeah, I think one of the unsung things about this team is their palette. Oh my!
Oof! You just got potatoed by a potato, and again,
That is the beauty.
it's like they're using hacks. It's mad.
Their just target selection is amazing. They've got very good comp for it as well. Their target selection and their comp is really good. Look at the red team. Look how many LBs they have available, and they're still in a strong position. And the blue team, those poor Quez, just getting absolutely annihilated.
How do you fight back against this? Because their opener, their first minute of the game is unpredictable, and vicious.
And that's it. The game's over. There was nothing that they could do.
2-0 Lalafellas. Wow.
What?
They're horrifying. They are made of horror. Literally, they drip Lovecraftian nightmares.
Yeah, I think they came from the sea one dark night when it was misty.
I think if you look at them in the eye, you go insane.
Yeah.
Which is probably what's happening to the Quest of the Night. It's like, Jesus Christ. It looks like a bunch of men from Del Monte got shrunken down and were given knives.
Like, it's insane. I honestly think that if there is a strength, like one thing that we can talk about the Lalafellas for is their target selection. Not only does it seem like they're rolling a dice to choose who the hell they're hitting, but they've got really good comp for it. Like, their immediate bursts, such as with the Machinist, they can just do so much damage with, like, the melee jumping on top, with the Black Mage also just doing a massive burst. But also, if they get focused, like the Black Mage was getting focused on that one, Paladin just went over and covered, and the Black Mage was suddenly fine.
Yep.
You know, they just seem so reactive as who's getting targeted. They are able to choose someone quickly, and they're also able to react to them getting hit quickly as well. So I think that's one of the things that really making them kind of stomp.
Well, one thing that's interesting is we have not, when we came up with the rules for this, we have not restricted job changing. Like, if the other guys might say, okay, we kind of need to change our comp to counter this.
Maybe.
We kind of need either sturdier people or to be equally as aggressive. Who knows? We have let them play whatever the hell they want, right? We wanted the guys to have as much fun as possible. Whether that's, because if the Lalafellas win this game, this is game 3, if Lalafellas win this, they still have not had a single death on their team. The Lalafellas will advance to the grand finals.
Man, that would be a terrifying team to go up against in the finals. Whoever it is, you're going up against the Lalafellas without a single death out of all of their games.
Well, it'll be Team Allergan or Hot Tub Esports that will take that throne. But it's not over for the Quest of the Night. They can make a comeback if they can find a way to find a weakness in this armor. Mm-hmm. They have to find it. They have to exploit it. Whether they found an idea, they've got some sort of theory as to what is going to grant them that victory. Let's hope they found it now, because if they haven't, they'll be going home, I'm afraid. It's time to pack your bags.
It doesn't look like we've had any changes. Did we have a Red Mage before? I can't remember. Maybe we've had some changes on the Quest of the Nights team. Perhaps. It looks like their tank hasn't changed at least. Like, even still, their team's pretty strong at nuking down a single target.
Yep.
And Red Mage is surprisingly tanky. Oh.
That's the overconfidence that we're seeing there.
No.
That's the confidence as they wire their way and look to the skies, my friends, as the Straw Hats sail through the air.
This game is so silly, man.
And I can't believe this is the most vicious team we've had today. I mean,
it looks like they're jumping straight in, and it looks like who they're going to be going for. See you later, healer.
Oh, they went for the healer this time, and one Mint Farstrider holding on. But, of course, the Quest of the Night healer has fallen, and not barely any health knocked over at the Lalafellas so far. They are holding strong, though. They're keeping it together, the Quest of the Night. They do not have control of the crystal. Magato has gone down for the Quest, and again, we're seeing that staggered death, which is the death knell for any team, is to be in that scenario where there's a 10-second gap. Same again, Xander, you can almost set your clock by it out.
It's insane. They're literally pulling off the exact same thing, but with just different targets. And even still, their opener, they waited a different amount of time. And we're just having, slowly but surely, we're going to start seeing, yep, there goes down the warrior. Just had no more mana left to keep himself alive. Our Sage just going down almost out of nowhere, as if they just had paper for armor. This is looking rough. And you can even see they're trying to, like, draw them away, get these sort of duel-style fights going on. But the Lalafellas just are able to draw back, bring out number, and swarm them with their tiny little faces. It's terrifying.
Quest are really in big trouble here. They're near their graveyard, but the deaths that are happening on the Quest side are all so equally spaced out that it's very hard to recover. You can see here, Xander again is going down, and the Lalafellas will be looking to just clean up here and get this finished up and bring it home and make their way into the grand final. You can see the Quest of the Night Owl are standing in their respawn graveyard.
They can't wait, though. The thing is, you can't wait, because that it's about to be
crystal's
delivered.
coming.
They're only a few meters
coming.
away from having a deathless victory. Wow.
3-0, not a single death on the Lalafellas since the tournament began. They have not had a single death, and no other team can attest to that stat.
I don't know.
Outrageous.
I think that the Shin Eaters is to blame.
Ah, blame the Lalas. For the Lalas, I like it.
Well, they did, they did take the piss out of their table. And I
They
think the
did.
Lalafellas are taking it personally.
They did. Unfortunately, Quez of the Night, your feast of blood has come to an end like an unceremonious Revendreth Weekly. That is a sad place to be.
That is not a good place to be.
That is not a good place to
Yikes.
be. You will say goodbye to your guests today. It's time to pack your bags and head home.
Good showing, though.
A good showing. You held stronger than the Shin Eaters did. Let's put it that way.
Oh, yeah.
You did. The Shin Eaters were butchered mercilessly. A second the game was starting, pretty much. But there we see it. 2 teams down under the Lalafellas. Not a single death for any player on their team in 5 games.
It's insane. Absolutely insane. And of course, now, the thing is, if you're Hot Tub Esports or if you're Team Allergan, do you want to win? Because if you win, you might go up against them.
I don't think
That's terrifying.
Team Allergan, and especially Hot Tub Esports, are remotely rattled by the Lalafellas. Like, we're looking at them being a vicious buzzsaw of death, but Hot Tub Esports is smeared in baby oil. And that will enable them to slide gracefully amongst them, and Team Allergan could jump over it, because their Lalas and Team Allergan have many advantages when taking to the skies.
True.
So I don't think Team Allergan, I don't think they should even be thinking about the Lalafellas right now. Team Allergan and Team Hot Tub Esports need to be thinking about each other.
Yeah, they really do need to be thinking about each other, because they both did very well. I think that Hot Tub Esports was more along the lines of the Lalafellas in terms of their playstyle, in terms of let's go, and that was the
Hyper
game
aggressive,
plan. Yep.
pushing the team back to the graveyard,
And then
keeping
farming
them
them.
there,
Yeah.
and then farming. But we also saw Team Allergan, although they didn't have as smooth a time cutting through the Crystal Crawlers, they still did a very impressive showing. A 2-0 victory for them is what they have under their belts. So
It kind of reminds me, honestly, like, with Hot Tub Esports being kind of like the Lalafellas, Team Allergan are kind of like the Quez of the Night, because the Quez of the Night also, although they 2-0'd the Grime Seam Investigators, it was a bit back and forward. So
like I said, it's only the Lalafellas who can attest to having that flawless victory.
it's insane.
Right?
That there's
They
a
have that
victory.
flawless victory under their belts, but they're the only ones who have that flawless victory. We have seen that Hot Tub Esports did have a full team just wipe. That happened. It definitely happened. So they have a weakness. They have a vulnerability. They fell to the LB spam that came out from the Ghostbusters. And similarly with Team Allergan, they got pushed back. It was relatively close.
I still don't understand how the Lalafellas actually managed to not have anyone die. It's so easy to die in this game mode. If you haven't played it, then, well, play it and see how quickly you die. Like, you can just get focused. Some LBs will almost, like, one-shot you. It's absolutely insane.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave you here for a second. I'm going to head inside the Kwehstalline Stadium and head into the Quez of the Night locker room
Sanctum?
slash
That's
bloodbath and see if we can get some words from them about what happened and what they feel about the Lalafellas, because we're up here making our comments, but they've faced them. They've stared that
true.
straw hat in the face. So let's go and see what's going on there.
All right. Well, whilst Mike makes his way over there, just be careful. Take garlic, okay? They're vampires after all. Deep breaths, Mike. Deep breaths. Bazzy is getting himself in position. Of course, if you're just joining us, we are halfway through our semi-finals, where we do have Hot Tub Esports coming up against Team Allergan any moment now, just after this interview. Oh, and then, of course, the big bad Lalafellas. A whole team of very short people who haven't died once yet. Very, very scary. But I do believe we...
What? I can hear you loud and clear, Alex. Yes, I am here, and I can confirm it does indeed smell like blood in here. And I am joined by Freya Isgaman, the captain of the Quez of the Night. Freya, you have stared nightmares in the face. You have gone one-on-one with the Lalafellas, the Straw Hats of Death. Your thoughts on what happened?
I think they might have eaten those Shin Eaters and got some additional powers.
I could agree. They definitely seemed to us like they were filled with fire and fury, but you held much better than the Shin Eaters did. You did make some sort of comebacks until the Lalafellas did punch you forward. Did you feel they were intentionally killing you guys one by one? Did you feel like they were playing with you?
I think they came in for the very aggressive rush down and took out our tank, and then picked us off one by one.
Yeah, so at the beginning, we did see you guys making your sacrifices and ready for the blood. But you guys did warn us that Lalafellas are a vegetable and therefore not tenable for vampires. Do you think it counted against you that they were actually ugly little potato monsters that should not be in the game?
I think they were part potato, part garlic.
Interesting. An interesting strategy that the Lalafellas might have used is smearing themselves in garlic butter to not only put off the vampires, but cause issues. What's next for you guys as you make your way out of this tournament? Will we see you back again?
We will always be around, lurking in the shadows. Don't you worry.
Well, after that horrifying thought of vampires lurking in my underpants or perhaps watching me while I lie in bed to do my special time, I'm going to throw it back to Alex here, and I want to get out of here because, honestly, they're starting to look at me a little bit freaky. Thank you very much, Freya, for giving us your time, and best of luck in the Kwehstalline Conflict 2023.
Just checking. I can't see him down there. I think we're all right. For now. It's ominous. It's ominous. Welcome back.
Garlic smeared lalas.
That seems like cheating, if you ask me.
It's a great strategy, though. They've utilized their potential. They knew who they were up against. And next time, they will be going up against the winner of our next match, which will be Hot Tub Esports or Team Allergan. And I don't think there's a simple method of ever putting off someone from Hot Tub Esports because they will do anything to anyone.
Yeah.
And Team Allergan has no qualms about butchering and murdering anything. So I don't think that strategy of smearing yourself in garlic butter is going to pay off for the Lalafellas in the next game. Do you think we're going to see as an aggressive game here?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. Like, I don't know. Hot Tub Esports didn't have that sort of fury that only one who is about a foot tall can have. They were still aggressive, but, you know, they may be a little bit more messy. Whereas, yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be quite close. I think we actually might see a game 4.
I think so, too. I think this might be shaping up to be one of the closest games we've had so far.
I think so.
Team Allergan and Hot Tub Esports, who managed to defeat the Ghostbusters and the Crystal Crawlers, respectively, did not do it as murderously as the Lalafellas did. There were ways of getting around their attack, around their strategy. Of course, in the downtime, they will have been discussing, they will have watched what the other team was doing, what their strategy is. But as we saw with the Lalafellas, they played into that unpredictability. We expected, just like we saw with the Lalafellas versus the Shin Eaters, that it was just in, murder, in, murder. Then we saw the Lalafellas in their game 2 against the Quez of the Night. They held off. They were like, no, we'll chill. That then puts the other team in like, oh, God, they're supposed to be coming for us. Like, what are they planning?
They were so playing with their food from the beginning. That's what I think is funny, because they were waiting, and there was no reason for them to wait at all. They could have gone in at any time that they wanted, so they went hard first time, then chilled, and then the second time they chilled. No, we're going. It's insane. Really, really interesting mind games that they got going on here, but maybe we shall see some more, as it seems like the teams are ready, as we will be seeing Hot Tub Esports go up against Team Allergan.
Yep, this is our final qualifier for the grand final.
Yeah.
Who will face the Lalafellas in the grand final of the Kwehstalline Conflict 2022? There they are. The adventure play has not changed. Fantastic. There's a reason he's known as the Affix, but there they are. Team Allergan falling from Dalamud itself.
Yeah.
Ready to bring home victory for Alag.
Yeah.
Now, these are your favourites, Hot Tub Esports. This is where you pledged your allegiance to
at the beginning.
Surely nothing to do with your Raiders being on this team.
Only one of them.
Only one of them. There was going to be 2, I believe, originally.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but I kicked one out.
So, yes, of course, Hot Tub Esports in the blue corner with Team Allergan in the red. There they are in their
That squat
wonderful
emote is getting abused today, Al.
I'm kind of used to it at this point. It happens
Me too,
a lot.
surprisingly.
Yeah.
But Lala's on both sides.
Yeah, so, you know, stealing from Lalafellas already by bringing in at least one.
Cameraman, please.
Uh-huh.
Cameraman.
There we go.
Production.
So we're going to be jumping into our lovely volcano lair.
Oh, Ross going right through the middle.
What?
He's a missile.
Ross, are you all right?
Oh, wait, the other team did the same thing. And, oh, my God.
The other team
Hot
was
Tub
successful.
Esports has lost 2 players in the opener as Ross and somebody else moved right past Team Allergan. and that has cost them 2 players in this opening engagement, Alex.
That was rough. And look, they're just getting slowly
goes their
but
healer.
surely hunted down throughout this volcanic arena, player by player. Hopefully they can hold out until their friends revive, which shouldn't take too long. It looks like, yes, the hunt has stopped, as we are going to be having Team Allegan retreat back to the crystal. But
oh, we've got one of Team Allegan getting slightly out of position there, but maybe baiting it back in as Ross engages as well. We can see they're heavily focusing Raven here, even though Ross went in first. And Boya goes down, and that is another death for Hot Tub Esports.
And none on Team Allegan's side yet, and they're taking out more and more of Hot Tub Esports here. Not in a good position whatsoever. Team Allegan getting a little bit of Lalafellas flowing through them right now, as they are currently deathless. Really not a good position for Hot Tub Esports right now.
I don't think Hot Tub Esports were prepared for this. They intended a super aggressive opener. They got caught out of position during that opening engagement, and now they're on the back foot and looking for a way to get back. And perhaps the explosion is going to help them out, Alex.
Yeah, might very well do.
As
But the thing is, the explosions might make no difference whatsoever, as we're getting ever so close to delivering. They're just getting farmed on the point. I don't think there's anyone actually on the crystal at the moment, as it's about to be delivered.
That is game!
Wow.
What's just happened?
That might be one of our fastest games. At least it's on the faster side. Hot Tub Esports just got Lalafellas.
That one error at the beginning. We saw 2 of Hot Tub Esports just move away from the team, go for that engagement, as then we saw Team Allegan go, good, bye, and use their mobility to get all the way past them. So they had a 5-strong team against a 3-strong team. The other 2 just could not get back in time to help their friends.
I don't know what Team Allegan did, like, during the break, because that didn't look like them at all.
That's not the Team Allegan that went against the Crystal Crawlers.
It really wasn't. They looked like they just came out of, like, a ferocity, and even though they got engaged on, they immediately engaged at the same time, and they ignored their backline, basically. Like, you look after yourself. If someone's focusing, you look after yourself. We're going to kill them quicker than they can kill us. It was basically just full-on everyone pop CDs, let's see what happens. And it just so happened that Hot Tub Esports, they lost that race. With just slightly better damage output available, or maybe just the guard wasn't on point for Raven there.
I tell what, one thing we can see is even these super strong teams that we saw earlier. So we saw Hot Tub Esports solidly defeat the Ghostbusters 2-0. Team Allegan said, once that break happens, you lose that player, you get caught out of position, you're unbalanced from the confident, dominating position that you had. Very, very hard to claw it back. Very, very hard. And I think somebody has to come up with a way of managing the fact like we lost a player. What's our next step? We need to know what that next step is, because right now the players are hanging around, they're getting picked off slowly but surely, and they're never able to regroup. So a strategy needs to be devised there as we go into Game 2. Every goddamn time.
So terrifying. Still in the blue corner, we do have Hot Tub Esports, and over in the red, representing the Umbra, is
Bob
Team
Shagger.
Allegan. Bob Shagger.
Bob Shagger. And I want to see that the last game we did see Boris Pavlov of Team Allegan. Actually, Allegan, before someone is like, no! Utilizing his kiting skills in order to get the teams out of position. They've been using Boris that way for the last couple of games that we saw against the Crystal Crawlers. Not really utilized this time because they've gone ultra aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost a rabid feel to these guys right now.
It's pretty crazy. It really, really is. They just need to survive. It honestly feels like right now, if you lose the initial engagement, teams don't have a way of
That's what I'm saying.
themselves.
They need to figure out a way of getting it back. Lala's in the sky. Watch your heads.
So hopefully their guards are on point as we are jumping in to Game 2 as we're fighting over this middle point, and we're going in straight away. Here comes the damage. They're focusing down Bob by Bob Shagger.
Oh, it's a reversal of fortune as the Hot Tub Esports have claimed the life of one of Team Allegan. Can they capitalize on this, Alex?
Yeah, I really hope
Boris
they
going
can,
down very low.
Boris is getting lower and lower, but does have a good amount of mana to keep himself alive, as well as the healer still being available. I don't think that Hot Tub Esports are in much worry of losing anyone.
You're in a little bit of danger, but we have had the resurrection over the time. Oh, this could be really bad. Boris has gone down. Hot Tub Esports is starting to take that dominating position, making it a consistent 5v4 scenario.
And look, they're managing to push. They've been pushing this entire time. Waiting Room doing as much as they possibly can.
Waiting Room goes down.
Grief.
This is really bad now for Team Allegan. This is a complete reversal of what we saw earlier. Yusha has gone down for Hot Tub Esports, but they have made that checkpoint. This will buy a little bit of time now for Team Allegan to get their heads together. Okay, we're not going to just dominate this match. It's not happening. How do we recover from this? I don't know. These limit breaks are coming up real soon
They
now as the
really
Crystal is
are.
heading back. Hot Tub Esports actually getting creamed here. Gimpy goes down as the limit breaks are flying through the sky.
Yeah, this is going to be bad for them. There was a lot
Boyer
of
holding on.
ammunition for Team Allegan right now, and they have managed to take out
Ross dead.
Ross dead as well. Looks like Hot Tub Esports, you need to really start thinking about getting out of there because you are in a rough old position. Raven
There's the
going
wind.
down, I think.
I don't think he got inside his thing either.
Bye, Raven.
Yeah, there goes Raven. That was a bad turn of events there, Hot Tub Esports. And now the Hot Tub Esports need to decide what to do. They have some time to play with. The Crystal's got a way to travel.
But they seem to be taking turns at just going, here, would you like to generate some limit break? Take your time, team. Go back, regroup. There's even a button that's like,
interest you in some limit breaks? Okay, Hot Tub Esports have time here. They have 2 limit breaks on their side versus the 4 that Team Allegan have available, Alex.
The thing is that if we can get the Ast to use their limit break early enough, oh, here it comes. We're getting Rush jumping in as well. At the same
There
time
goes
as
one of
Raven
Team
shooting
Allegan's
out
healer
the-
immediately out.
We took out the White Mage. That was the combination of the single target from the Machinist and the AoE, but Ross is also down, so it's a one-on-one right now. We really need to get that
2
Ast limit
LBs
break.
available still for Hot Tub Esports.
Ast should be using it any time now, getting that buff out, reducing enemy damage, increasing player damage. It's all good. I think that's what Ast does at least. I'm going to sound stupid if it isn't. They need to be keeping themselves... They're managing to keep themselves actually relatively healthy.
Yeah, they're doing okay here. Gimpy taking
Gimpy
an
is
enormous
looking
amount of damage here over on Hot Tub Esports, but they're stabilizing and pushing. Hot Tub
Wow.
Esports says, get out of the way. We're greasy, we're proud, we're vascular, we're moving forward. Raven struggling now to maintain his HP, but it is a 5-on-4
gone
scenario.
down. Bob has gone down. Using that White Mage LB in order to try and just almost buy some time, perhaps.
Oh,
They
God,
did
this is
get
a
Raven
great
very
game.
low there. Oh, and it
Forrest
looks
is
like they
trying to
are
push that
engaging.
Crystal forward. We have lost Boyer for Hot Tub Esports, and now it's another reversal. Another one. Team Allegan back to 5-on-4, and they're going to make it 5-on-3 if Hot Tub Esports don't stabilize a little bit here. They're moving back to their graveyard, buying themselves some time.
Ah, we have lost another on Hot Tub Esports right there, and
Shy is not dead. 3.5k HP and getting those heals out.
Allegan's are pushed through the lock as well. We've only got 1 minute and 20 left. It looks like we are going for a regroup here on
Yes.
Hot Tub Esports.
Raven
doing their
can't
best
get
to
out of
do
there, though.
so.
They are hunting Raven down. He manages to get behind the wall.
They can't
All 3
wait for
guards are
too
used,
long.
but they... Oh, God. Hot Tub Esports have all been caught without a safety
Oh.
net. That is unlucky as the LP follows it up.
That's
wow.
Jane.
Oh, a brutal finale for Hot Tub Esports to say goodnight to.
That CC chain was insane because they got knocked up. Of course, the other team, Allegan's using their guard to stay on the ground, and then as soon as Hot Tub Esports descended from the skies, like the slippery gods they are, just got CC'd, and they just couldn't get to the Crystal in time.
That was a ridiculous
play.
ending.
That was a
was
play.
a coordinated nightmare for Hot Tub Esports to come back, and it is 2-0 Team Allegan, but Hot Tub Esports put up a far stronger fight in that round.
Much better.
Yeah, considerably better. It was not the stomp that we saw on map 1, and now it is do or die time for Hot Tub Esports. They are 2 games behind in this best-of-5 series. They either win every game until now, which they can do. We saw them putting up that fight. They definitely got better. They were regrouping well. They just, once they got that player down for Team Allegan, they made some good headway.
Yeah.
But Team Allegan just needs one more victory to claim their place in the grand finals against the Lalafellas. We could be seeing the Allegans trying to bring redemption to the disaster that is the Lalafell creation.
Well, I want a reverse sweep.
I want a reverse sweep, and if anybody can do it, it's Hot Tub Esports.
I believe.
Big community favorites going into it, big personalities in there that are known throughout this. So we're ready, guys. It is game 3. It's do or die
All
for
right.
Hot Tub Esports.
Let's see what we've got as
Can
we're
be
going to be
slippery,
hitting in.
greasy men making it.
Let's have a little bit of a look. As currently, we could have 2 undefeated teams heading into the final.
Wow.
That would be interesting. As you can see right now there, a nightmare at Hot Tub Esports
I honestly hope
in
they
the blue
lose so I don't
corner.
have to see that again.
Well, maybe, yeah, maybe Allegan should win.
Maybe it's for the best.
All right,
Good
here
map
we go.
to finish out on, actually, Alf. I like that we got this map for the...
Yes.
no, not the maybe not the finale, but it's a good map for potentially the final of this series. As it is game 3. Allegans 2-0 up. As you can see in the bottom left, Hot Tub Esports yet to claim a victory, but ever so close.
Yeah, they are so close. And Allergan's, they have been strong. It's a good show of their coordination, that CC chain at the end there, making sure everyone used their guard and had that CC to keep them off. It was very, very clever.
Bob Shagger, of course, keeping those thighs full of juicy blood.
Yep.
In order to focus on the game. He is not going to be swayed by the ungodly charisma that is Hot Tub Esports. Here they go.
Here we go.
Chickens are flying through the sky.
Round 3.
Oh, Raven taking it to the right, going to the hyperspeed route here.
Oh, it
yes,
looks
he's
like we're going
circling round.
straight
Oh,
in.
he's changed his mind based on the early engagement. And oh my God, Yusha is dead already.
1-0.
Dividing the team there, Hot Tub Esports, but they have claimed Bob Shagger. It's 4 versus 4. This is even Stevens so far. Who will get the next kill? It is going to be Team Allergan claiming the body of Boyer. They get 4-on-3 against Hot Tub Esports here in this early game. Hot Tub Esports now dropping back to try and regroup, and Team Allergan is on the hunt. They're on the hook. Can Raven hold on? He has got his guard still. This is great. Ross getting in to save. Raven picks up the healing.
Oh, that's quite a lot of big
Does
man.
Ross still have his guard available? That's the question. Heals himself, moves to the side, and still holding the throne.
That stun chain might be enough to finish Ross off.
He's still standing, that lad. He's still standing. So now we are back to a 5-on-5 scenario. Hot Tub Esports have all their players up, but of course Team Allergan have claimed that first crystal
Allergans are
checkpoint.
getting the lockdown as we speak, but Allergans have lost a player. Bob Shagger is looking kind of low right now as well.
And the limit breaks are coming up, Al.
Yeah, they're starting to... If they can stop them from getting that lock, that's actually quite a big deal, but it's already made so much
Oh,
progress.
coordinated assault on Ross and Gimpy and Yusha. Those limit breaks came up and were used instantly as we took out 3 players from Hot Tub Esports. The distinct advantage now over in Team Allergan in this final game. If they win this, this is the grand final for Team Allergan.
It's not looking good for Hot Tub Esports. Raven doing the best that they can right now in order to try and stay alive. Might just be able to...
Saves it! Raven is playing out of his mind. Not able to do DPS, but keeping alive he can do. But that crystal is turning the final corner, Alex. And this spells the end of Hot Tub Esports.
I think it does, unless someone gets in there and puts a stop to it.
It's game over. Community favourites Hot Tub Esports will be slip-sliding back to their locker room.
I'm in shambles.
A 3-0 victory for Team Allergan.
I'm in shambles.
You're in shambles. That was your favourite. That was your choice, which means both of us get to choose a new potential victor as our grand final stage is set, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Our grand final stage is set. Our grand final today will be the Lalafellas. Unstoppable, not a single death in the entire tournament on any of their players. How versus Team Allergan. They have had deaths,
But they haven't lost a game.
it's possible the Lalafellas have yet to face a truly coordinated team. We don't know. Hard to gauge. This is our first ever Kwehstalline conflict of the year. And we will be looking forward desperately to seeing who is going to pull off this grand final victory.
Yeah, it's insane. I really thought the games would be more to and from. It seems like there's a pecking order that's very much just like come to the forefront. And it seems that like losing one game, who knows, it might just start a downward spiral. Do you know what I'm looking forward to when this game starts next? I want to see Team Allergan get the win in the first round. And I think it will be really interesting. Personally, I think that the favorites to win are the Lalafellas. I think that they've just been disgusting.
If you're a Gamba man, I think the Lalafellas are currently definitely favoured in the games they've had. The performance they've put out has been nothing short of terrifying. I would like to say extraordinary. I'd like to say impressive. But it's all those things, but also just nightmare fuel every time it happens. Beecher's getting ready for these guys.
Yeah.
But Team Allergan have come up against some really tough competition, right? Team Allergan has had to face down the Crystal Crawlers, which were an extraordinarily good team. And on top of that, Hot Tub Esports, which were a community favourite. And Alex, I think, unfortunately, pal, in the next few minutes, I am going to be a brave soldier and send you. I think you need to step into the oily, nightmare-fueled world that is the Hot Tub Esports locker room. Now, I assume you've brought your biohazard suit.
No, I'll just embrace it. But
It's very steamy.
I'm sure it's worse than that.
Yeah, we will be getting words from Raven Rib, team captain of Hot Tub Esports, to see what he thinks about what just happened. And it would also be nice if we can probably try and arrange some interviews with our finalists, the Lalafellas and Team Allergan, before we step into our grand final match to see how they're both feeling about it. I would certainly love to hear from the Lalafellas as to what is their secret, for Christ's sake.
I have no idea what they're doing, and they didn't do one of their promos. They didn't badmouth anybody. They've just come in silently and just swarmed like a nightmare.
Yeah, a team that came up, wonderful theme, wonderfully put together within the Crawlers free company, which is what we opened this tournament to for our very first one. Of course, if you guys are enjoying this tournament, this is me talking now. If you guys are enjoying this, we put this on entirely ourselves. We have no sponsors for this, but if you're enjoying it and you want to see more of it, we will, of course, open it up to, especially with data center travel coming up.
Oh, yeah?
We will be able to open this up to the wider community to see what's going on. So thank you very much for your support. We have no chats, so I hope you're enjoying it. We want to keep it secret as to what's happening. But let's go. Alex, I'm going to send you off to the steamy Wet and Wild nightmare that is the Hot Tub Esports locker room. Try not to look around too much. You might see sights of horror and befuddlement cross your face, where we are going to have an interview with Raven Rib, team captain of Hot Tub Esports. But our grand final stage is set, ladies and gentlemen, the Lalafellas. Not a single death the entire tournament. They have faced 5 games without losing a single player under any circumstances, no matter how many limit breaks were thrown at them, versus Team Allegan that have come against potentially stronger teams and have had deaths, but also clutched out the victory. And we saw in the last game one of the most coordinated death spirals of all time, as Hot Tub Esports was tossed into the air and landed in limit break hell. So I'm going to reach out now. Al, can you hear me down there? Can you hear me in there, or is it too steamy?
Well, the thing is, I expected it to smell like baby oil, but not shame. That's the thing that's strangest about being in here. But I am here indeed with the Hot Tub Esports, joined by Raven. Raven, commiserations, I was rooting for you. What happened?
Well, first of all, it's not a shame. We did what we wanted to, which is just to kill Ghostbusters. So we did exactly what we wanted to. And after that, well, it's just a free win.
Yeah, well, the shame isn't relating to how it went in the tournament. It's more what happens in this room. Yeah.
I mean, Allagan just dropped down to our hot tub and just blew off the water all over. So we had nowhere to swim.
Well, I've just been handed a note that apparently I'm to call you poor. What do you think of that, Raven?
I mean, aren't we all poor in here?
Mike enjoyed that. Mike enjoyed that a lot. Well, the thing is, what went wrong with the Team Elegance then? They absolutely seemed to just breeze over you in that first game.
Focus target, basically. That's all what happened. I was expecting it, but I was just too slow to react to it.
Oh, fair enough. Well,
so basically they copied what the Lalafellas are doing. So, and they were very good at it. So I'm looking forward for the last game.
Well, just one final question for you then. Out of everyone in your team, like, who's the biggest disappointment and why is it Ross?
Ross is never disappointing. Look at him standing this manly next to the wall.
Yeah, never mind then. I think I'm going to have to throw it back before I get strangled or worse. Back to you, Mike.
There you hear it from the poorest of the poor. Didn't have 2 gil to rub together. Team captain of Hot Tub Esports, who will now, I'm sure, even with the loss, their legions of fans will be pampering them and taking care of them this fine evening. Our grand final is coming up. It's happening. But before that, Al, welcome back.
Hi.
Oh, you stink of coconut. You smell like holiday. Let's have a quick word from the people supporting this and some giveaways for you guys who are joining us here today. We want to thank you again, GT Omega and Display, who are giving away some stuff for you guys. And remember, 5 chairs are on the line for whoever brings it home. It is going to be Team Allegan versus the Lalafellas in our grand final. And we're going to be right back with you in a couple of minutes. So enjoy your giveaways, guys.
See you in a bit.
Biggest problems in the universe is when your wall suddenly splits in half. But what are you going to do? Is there anything that can fix this problem? Welcome to Displate. Displates are art for cool people, and you want to be cool, don't you? Did you know that putting pictures on your wall is the #1 cause of home-related injuries? Not anymore. Displates are incredibly simple to put up. Even this guy can do it. Displates use a simple leaf and magnet system to put them anywhere you want. Not only that, when you come to take them down, your walls aren't covered in holes and unsightly marks. You can put anything you want up there. Tired of it? Simply swap them around to keep them fresh. You could have this, or this, but not this. Go to displate.com and use your code to receive your summer sale discount now. Look at that. Perfect. Thanks, Displate.
I'm Gordon Livingston, and it is true, back in 1968 I did indeed face up against that other gentleman. Ended in a draw. After all that time. What a waste, but I was devastated. We all were, really. So, of course, I went to the last stand, as we do, after our rounds, and it was there where my journey really did start to begin. There, across the way, was a beast of a creature. The head of a chocobo and the body of 10 men, I suppose, but it's the way that he looked at me with those cold, dead chocobo eyes that I knew that he could do what I could not. He could be a champion. So after a few shandies and some hot scotch, I went over to him and we got talking. Well, I did most of the talking. He more made strange noises and loosely gestured in my direction, but I knew that we had a connection. Not the connection I was expecting, mind you, but the connection of a strong coach-like figure and someone that needed to be nurtured. So I took him under my wing. That's not how I expected it to be, but there we go. I took him under my wing and we began our training, ready for the next year's cup. So in 1970, I started the Camden Cactars, I believe they were called. I was head coach. Of course, Ross being our star player. But it wasn't ready yet. The Kwehstalline Cup was not ready. It's a few months away, so we started our training. Rigorous training tech. I got him to push me all the way up Mount Gold and push me back down. And then back up, mainly just going up and down the mountain, really. And he was good at it. His strong thighs making light work of the steep cliffs. Yes, so, well, either way, it came round to the cup itself, 1970. We actually implemented colour that year, which was quite great, but of course, still no computers, none of your fancy keyboards or tactics, so we had to instead shout what we wanted to do. So, go north, or go south, or attack, blast, fire four, etc. And that went well for the rest of our team, but it was only at that point that I noticed that, of course, Ross couldn't speak, being part chocobo. Instead, he just flailed around and kind of ruined the entire thing. He lost it that year. He lost it for those cactars. The Camden Cactars were never the same. And I gave the best years of my life to that man. And I'll never get them back. Now, I didn't see him for many, many years, not until about a few days ago, when I heard that he's entering this very tournament. Hot tub esports. Disgusting, really. But nowadays, of course, you have keyboards and the ability to jump. Unbelievable. Makes it so easy. The sport will never be the same. And of course, I'm not even sure if it's the same Ross. Some say he has existed since time began. Some say he will be here long after we've all gone. Time will tell, I suppose. Time will tell.
Don't you hate it when the light switch is so far away your body would break before you could reach it? MoveMate Plus is back. The device that took the world by storm has returned to shelves. Introducing MoveMate Plus Plus. Your favourite social device now has more uses than ever. Using our patented mass distance creation technology, your MoveMate Plus now not only saves you from social dilemmas, but also makes your life infinitely more convenient. Trying to make a point during your important meeting? MoveMate. Passing your friend a drink from across the room? MoveMate. Using 2 computers at once to assert dominance? MoveMate. With MoveMate Plus, that light switch will never be a problem again. So make your life perfect with MoveMate from MoveMate Incorporated. Simply use 1 Twitch subscription to get your MoveMate now, or 5 subs for MoveMate Plus, and its patented long-range stealth MoveMate technology now with mass distance creation technology. Why wait to make your life perfect?